Biology is hard, but biology is important. Problem is, so many of us, so many of you don't think you need to understand biology. You don't think it really affects your day-to-day life or your business or what's going to happen next in the world. But I would argue that this is the piece that not only lets you survive a pandemic, but is going to be responsible for a third of the world economy, is going to go ahead and determine what and how well we all eat as we reach peak population. What happens to our societies as the worker base shrinks and the ever-aging, boosted by super effective longevity technologies, folks are both concentrating wealth and not working and not participating in the economy the same way. I'm Raymond McCauley, and I'm the science officer at Exponential Biosciences. I've been on a lot of fun teams where we've done things like invent DNA sequencing as it works in the world today, found the first biohacker space in the world where we both have educated 5-year-olds on genetic engineering hands-on and launched unicorn companies, and done this with all volunteers out of the same space. I am privileged to be able to advise and consult on projects around biotechnology, especially non-traditional biotechnology. And I do that for governments and corporations and little bitty startups, and get to go all around the world. DNA technology is like the preeminent technology. It's the big thing that's coming next. Digital technology, we're still only halfway through that wave, and that's kind of hard to believe considering the internet-enabled world we're in. But DNA technology, we're maybe 10% into that wave, and it's a huge deal. And yeah, it's great for scientists, it's great for medicine. People don't get that it's great commercially. We are seeing an even bigger revolution on the horizon for us now. People look at what it means to deeply understand all these aspects of biology. And there's kind of two things. One is nobody really understands biology. And that's unfortunate, but we're working on it. The second part is nobody understands how important it is to understand biology. And that is a crying shame. And part of what's going on there is folks get it and you ask them about biology, and whenever I talk to you about it, you're going to think of dissecting a frog in high school or something like that. And that's fine, that's great. But whenever you talk to even sophisticated investors in the field, they think about biotechnology. They think about that as medicine and how can we make drugs better, faster, and cheaper. Even that is only part of the story. Whenever we understand how the blueprint of life works, we can hijack it. And that begins at being able to look at how things like disease mechanisms work and then heading them off at the pass. But more recently, we look at things like what's going on with agriculture. We talk about the world economy. A third of the world economy is going to be all of this stuff with biology. And that sounds like a lot, but we know medicine and pharma is in there. We know agriculture is in there. And then more and more, we're sort of grouping in manufacturing and energy, and anything that has to do with the environment or climate change will be largely driven by our understanding of the biology behind that. Whenever we master those pieces, we understand much better how agriculture works, and we can do a lot more with it. There's this piece whenever you show up to one of these executive programs. One, you get exposed to great new ideas, things you haven't thought of, different perspectives, and it's inspiring. Two, you get to meet a lot of people who are there for the same thing, but have subtly different ways of looking at it, or know things that you don't, which is, man, in some ways it's the worst thing in the world to be the smartest person in the world. It's great to be like a moderately smart or even dumb person and have your ears open at one of these things. This is the place where you learn what the next 5 and 10 years are, where you can actually do everything from a detailed logistic plan of how to improve and future-proof your business to what is your family plan for investment, education, doing the next thing. What is your escape plan if you need to have one? This is life-changing. This really changes who you are. Maybe some of it's a little evangelical, which is why I'm looking forward to seeing all of you guys at the OpenExO Exponential Executive Program. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to telling you some of the things I know, learning what you know, and just the conversations, the relationships that are going to get sparked there. That's always the reason I want to show up. See you soon.